everyone, this is Amy with Dewdrops Photography. I have been asked to show you a baby with problematic skin. So far, I've only done the flaky skin remover. I'm going to click a button off and on just so you can see what I've done so far. And this is just simply to save time because otherwise you'd be sitting here watching me do this for forever and get really bored. But right now with his skin, I've been using the flaky skin remover, of course, and this is from the Studio Newborn collection. And I also have my opacity on my brush up here at 100%. You want to kind of zoom in and as close as you can and make your brush as small as possible. So as you can see, this is what I've been doing already. And again, I just did a lot of it already just to save time because it is time consuming when you have baby with this many bumps and pimples, newborn acne, and flaky skin. So some of these are so big and they're so close together that I'm going to do what I can right now with the flaky skin remover, and then I'm going to use my patch tool for the ones that like down here with the really red and angry ones, I call them. So as you can see, it's just super easy. Just takes a little bit of a time, but for me, it's quicker this way than to use spot healing, and sometimes I feel like that just takes up too much time and it doesn't always clean it up the way I want it to. So I'm going to try to even get rid of this little hair. And again, if you've seen my videos before, you know I use a mouse still. And I use my bracket keys to make my brush big and small. And that will save you some time too, of course. All right, so that's what I have there. Let me go up here and get some of these white little pieces of fuzz or whatever from the fabrics we were using before. Okay, so that's how far I'm going to get with the flaky skin. Let me try a couple more up here. Oh, no. Okay. So again, there's before and after. So he had a lot of bumps. So I'm going to go Command Shift E just to merge that layer down. And then I'm going to go to my patch tool and try to take care of these ones that are all bunched up together, and they're so big that if you tried anything else, like the flaky skin or even the spot healing tool that Photoshop offers, it's going to look like pixelated. So patch tool always works better for me. When I have a baby with this many bumps and little newborn acne and all that stuff, I like to do this first before I do the clarity smoother or any other smoothers, just because it's going to, oh, that one's too pixelated. It's going to smooth this all together and make it more, sorry, I'm trying to get this big patch. It's going to help you. I wouldn't use it first is what I'm trying to say. Do this first, and then when you use the smoothers, it's all going to be more seamless. Okay. And the thing is, I've always tried not to make babies look like too plasticky. And it's almost, I don't want to say impossible, but it is just more time consuming when you have this many skin issues. And sometimes it just seems like they look plasticky because you've fixed them up so nicely. But that's what I love about the smoothers is you still keep the texture of the skin. All right, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. Let's do a little bit more up here. Again, this is just, there's, all these tools are amazing and helpful, but again, you're still going to spend a bit more time with babies with lots of skin issues, okay? I'm going to get rid of this big nose flake area. Okay, the crease, I should say. And what I love again about this whole set is that all your retouch toolkits are right in here, and you can, create an action to use all the ones you use normally because they're not going to do anything to the image until you brush it on. So I'm going to use the Clarity Smoother. I'm going to rid the reds. I usually will use Jilt the Jaundice, but he doesn't need it. I'm going to use the Gray Skin Fix Strong. I'm looking at the image again. I don't see too much purple. And then I usually lively warm skin a lot, but I don't think he needs it. The lips and cheeks always, and of course the lash and brow. So I have a shortcut action that I have all of my favorites that I use all the time. So we'll start with let's do the Rid the Reds first. I'm going to use it at 40%. And I'm sorry if you can't hear me as well now. My air conditioning is really loud. And I'm in Alabama, so we need it. August in Alabama. Okay, let me do before and after on that one too. And sometimes if you do too much on one area, you can just click on the box, hit X, get your brush back to black and mask off at a lower opacity where you might have overdid it. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the Gray Skin Fix at 30% opacity. And again, you can use your keyboard to change your opacity, your brush opacity, or any kind of opacity up here. Just hit 3 for 30 or 4 for 40. And again, that'll just save you more time. It keeps you from going all the way up here. If you're on especially if you're on an iMac like I am, it's the biggest one, and it seems like I have to travel up there quite a bit. So this will save me time from doing that. So like a lot of babies will have gray around their eyes, under their eyes, and usually down around their mouths, but he doesn't really have that issue. His lips are very dark. So I'm going to brighten those up a little bit. Okay. And now the favorite part is the Clarity Skin Smoother. I'm going to use it at 60% for him, so I just hit 6. And I'm going to go in and smooth his skin out. He was such a sweetheart. See what kind of ties all that together and smooths it out nicely. And keeps a lot of your texture, which is probably the biggest thing that I like about it. Okay, and so that looks good. I'm gonna go in at 80% around this area, just kind of smooth that out. And of course, sometimes I'll go back after I do all this and just go in and really get in there even more. So lips and cheeks, I don't really use it for their lips, but I usually will add a pop of color on their cheeks, like 30%, just a big brush, 30, 30. And then the lash and brow I always use just to really, I won't say always, but 99% of the time, I'm going to make his eyeline more defined at 30%. And then he has a little bit of lashes here, so I like to make those pop out a little bit. And you know, if he didn't have any lashes, I wouldn't just put false lashes on him. There we go. And then I think I am going to go ahead and go to that purple Skin Fix because right above his right eye, it looks a little purpley to me. So we'll see if that helps out. I know purpley is not a word, but we've made our own words in the last couple years. And then there's more gray. So sometimes it's funny how I hop around a bit and go back and forth because I see things that need attention after I've already smoothed the skin. All right, so we're going to go ahead and Command Shift E, or you have a nice little tool, Flatten After, right here. I am going to go to the Lively Warm Skin, and what I like to do is just make my brush, let's do 40%, make it really big, and just give him some warmth in those areas that seem kind of dull to me. Kind of pop that up. And then I'm going to go look at Magic Smoother because again, he needs a little more help in this area right here. And this is at 40% right now. Again, we don't want to make him plasticky. Purpley, plasticky, those are not words, by the way. Okay, there we go. I try to, shoot straight out of camera with my, I don't want to have too much of the fabric. I don't want to be too cropped in, but I do usually eyeball it, but it's a 15:11 ratio, which is very close to a 5:7. And you can, if you need to add a little bit more on top, you just drag that up and make sure this is clicked up here, content aware, and it should fill it in for you. This one a little more above him for some reason. Okay, and then we go down to the fun stuff. The Bedtime Story Foundation is my favorite. I'm going to give that a try on him. And again, it does give an overall kind of glow to the baby, but I always bring mine down to about 30%. Just because I've already smoothed him so much, I don't want to overdo it. So just a little bit of color there, or pop. Let's see, we don't need any of this for him. I love the clean exposure bump. He might need a little, yeah, just a little bit. So I'm going to bring that down. And again, I use Command Shift E to flatten a lot, so that's why you don't see me going up here, hit and flatten. And then the artistic color tones, I really love the soft mint. It just gives a nice little contrast. Okay. And then my absolute favorite thing, well, I won't say it's my favorite because I say everything's my favorite, but I'm not going to use it for him, but this is the Feel Flash Pop. So I'm going to make my brush 40%. And like I said, I don't think he needs it, but you can add some exposure to areas that need a little bit of boost. And it depends on the image. If it's on a really dark fabric and the baby just needs a little pop, I just add some light around where I would like it. And there's that. Sharpen everything. Greatest tool. I bring it down a little bit. Okay, and going back to what I was saying before, the natural light finishing tone, the natural light I love. Yeah, that looks great. And then I just want it at about 25%. Let's see. Okay, awesome. And then at the very end, I will do a, let's see, you know, I think I'm going to go for the matte vignette. Yeah. Bring it down. All right. I'm not sure yet. I want to go look at the other one because I haven't worked on this baby yet. So I haven't decided if I wanted the clean or the matte. And then I just usually choose a mid-tone color. I don't want to go too bright or too, yeah, I like that better. So that's before and after, and then I'm going to bring it down. I don't want to go too dark or too light. I want it to be in the mid-tone area. And you can always change it too. You can change the color. So if you just double click in here and you want to go to new color. So let's say I do want a lighter one. So you see the difference there. There we go. And if we want to be crazy and go super dark, let's see. It's not really a dark area. That's a little too dark. So I'm going to change my mind again, which I do often. There we go. All right, so we're all set. I'm going to save this for Mom. And that is it. Thank you guys so much.